Well, good morning, and I am hopeful that the sound is on. I've got the little green bar to show that it is, so that's all good. Good morning, Sarah. Lovely to have you here this morning, and good morning, Kim, on your way to work, I gather, because you've got the emojis sitting there. Lovely to have you here. It is the start of a new week. We've just been through our weekend, and for those who are still in their weekend over the US, UK, and the other side of the world, good evening. And there we go from Kay. Good morning, Roz, sister, and all. It is like a family, isn't it? So it's lovely to be here. I'm just popping over to check that I am still live on my Soul software. It looks like it is coming up that way. Soulpreneurs app. That's the one that I'm sending out to, that I'm keeping an eye on the iPad, because it is something that doesn't come into the comment feed like these ones do via YouTube and Facebook, because this is a YouTube comment from Jennifer. Hello, how are you? Hope you're doing well, and it sounds good. Good. The sound is good. So good morning, Jennifer. Yeah, I am doing well, actually. Had a slow weekend. Well, it was busy but slow. Yeah, it's whatever a weekend is. I don't go out and do things much. I just enjoy my space and stuff around and about at home. And I did a little bit of gardening, not heaps, because I went and hurt my arm pulling weeds. I discovered that last night when I got back inside and thought, oh, God, why is that hurting? I pulled some kikuyu out that was a wee bit tough. So good morning, Dee. I left that on there a bit long, didn't I? Instead of taking your time, let's go over to the cards and look at what the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck has for us this morning. So over we go, and connect into your psychic senses and your spiritual connections too while we do this, as we're doing this. Good morning, Carrie Ann. Lovely to have you here too. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, here we go. It is the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck, the plain edition still. I haven't quite caught up with Leanne to get my gear back yet, but that's okay. It's still a very beautiful deck in its just the less than the expanded, it doesn't matter. It's still a Lenormand deck. And we've got this card is the cow card. Owl card, not cow card, the owl card. I should source some cow cards. Used to be in dairying when I was living on the farm as a kid. Focus on the good, isn't it beautiful? A lovely card. So I'm just going to put that under there, centered. Now, isn't English a funny language? Because as I was being a bit slack in my enunciation, it almost sounded like it was scented, as in the perfume, rather than centered, as in central. Isn't it weird? Right, the Lenormand card decks we've got this morning are in the cross pattern, and this is for Dave if he's going to be popping in the chat, because occasionally he does in the Soulpreneurs app. So here we go with the foxes on the left. That's in our home space energy. We've got the books in the workspace on the right of the cross. Up the top in the unexpected energy, we've got the swans. I'm trying to think. Yep, see, there you go. My brain really isn't in gear yet for this working week. It is the heart card that has the swans depicted around the beautiful red heart. It's a gorgeous card. I like that one. And in the bottom of the cross, in our role, the one that is your role, it's the snake. And right in the center, which is the outcome card, or for me, I like to use it as that central. It's like a pivot. It is, for me, a bit more of the focus of the main energy of the day is the birds card. Okay. So as we're moving from fox, we've got that in the home space, which is bringing it to home, that we need to actually be thinking more carefully around what we're planning. Not all things will go to plan if we're not. I'm feeling it is from the heart. We need to really bring that heart energy in, because that's part of that unexpected energy today. So if something looks or feels, or it's just not feeling quite right, tap into, get your guiding spirits to bring in that more centered around heart energy, so that You know that from your own intuitive or gut sense that you're going to be tapping it, bringing it as a what feels right, really sensing into that, because sometimes what we can try to do is, because we want our own way a lot of the time, we want things to go as planned. We want things to go as we want them. It's almost like a want without, it feels like a self-centeredness that's coming in as more the focus, that we're needing to bring in the heart energy of what's good for everyone in the home situation, not just self. You could be needing to learn that lesson to go away and actually take that as part of, oh, well, that didn't work out because of, and really learn from that as to, okay, what is going to be the next option that will be that global over the home itself, as far as everyone in it, what's the best for that situation, for what you're wanting to actually have as a result for everyone, type of thing. Sometimes we do need to, compromise isn't quite the word, but we need to suss out what is the best option for everyone, not just a, self-centric perception, because that is how we live our life. We are ourselves, and in that we do need to consider other things that are around us. It's not just about a selfishness, it's about ourself and how we can contribute in the whole of what our home space is and the people we live with, that type of thing, okay? So I do feel that the fox is allowing us to rethink some situations in a home. You just caught me, Rena. I did leave it with a fairly good lead time this morning, just to make sure I needed to check everything was working. So it was about 3 minutes. I've really only just started, so you've caught me in time, Rena. So from that energy of the home space, we're going to move to what are the books in the workspace. For me, absolutely appropriate. I'm still continuing to work on books. Publishing and things like that. So for me in the workspace, it's tidying your space. It is, if you've got a crappy filing system sorted out, because it's what I need to do as a result of what didn't work over the weekend for me, and especially that little bit of an oopsie with security on my Facebook and stuff like that. So what it's actually bringing to mind is sorting your stuff, learning what you need to, if you're needing to use some specific skill for a particular area of what your workspace is, then you need to be reading, learning, video courses, whatever it takes to actually step into that knowledge, that you can bring it out so that it actually becomes something useful instead of just interesting stuff, that you're actually going to be using it in that realm of what your wisdom base is or what you're needing for that next stage. Sometimes there's a lot that we need to read through. Other times it's just finding that one snippet that actually works and clicks in with what our, the missing piece of the jigsaw puzzle of our knowledge. Okay, so that's what I'm getting from these. Good morning, Michaela. Lovely to have you here as well. So we are going to need to do a little bit of research and sorting out of what we're knowing, that sort of knowledge base. It's almost like, and what I'm getting is, it's almost like creating an index. That's part of what I have been doing over the weekend to try and sort out, now what do I need to publish, etc. So for you, what does that mean in your workspace? Now, as far as the oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of wind in my tummy there. I'm just going to, see, that's not going to come up to that. Okay, let me take that down. I was trying to zoom in, so what I'll do is and it didn't work. Not for this instance. The camera's a bit too far away. So what we've got with the heart in that unexpected space, you can see that it's above what is the fox, the birds and the book. So as far as the energy that we're going to be getting in for our day, it really is bringing it in from that heart space. So whether at home or whether at work, or any other time, really, make sure that what you're doing what you're using as that agenda, as that intention is from the heart space. So I just, I'm feeling the need. I really need to breathe with this. So it's almost bringing the breath in as loving energy. So anytime that you feel that you need to slow down your breath and pause for a moment because you need to think through something, that's where I'm sensing that that's going to be your indication that you need to be more loving, be more, whether it's, understanding from a loving perspective, or that, "Oh, look, let's love what we're doing in what we're slogging through almost with the workspace." Make sure that it's with that heart energy in it, that you're loving what you're doing, that you're loving the people around you in your work, in your home space, all of that type of. And the moments I'm feeling that is when you need to feel like either a sigh or a breath, that you're feeling that need to slow it down, or, that's when you are going to be needing that, more specifically, that heart energy, that it's going to bring it into focus for you in those moments, okay? And then what we've got is the snake. It's been present as a trend almost somewhere in the spread through the last week. I think it is a bit of a challenge. There's still that need to protect and look after your own. And that's so. I mean, even for me, as far as what I've been working through with jolly passwords and getting past what may have been a serious situation of being hacked, in the end didn't. But it's still, here we've got something that we're learning from, and remember to sort of, well, it's that sense of feeling secure, the security around you. You be that security for others as well. That's just what I'm feeling, because you're being that protective snake. And I do feel it's the protection. I think too, it's bringing in the abundance. Here we've got that abundance of loving energy because it's the heart space above us at almost the crown chakra is what I'm feeling, that sense of message coming in that we are fully connected. Here is what is the crown chakra and down to Mother Earth at the root base chakra, or soul star. Oh no, soul. Now I can't remember it. But anyway, those who know of the chakras know. So bring that in. Bring that in its fullness, that you are grounding as well, because snakes, even though this one looks like it's in a tree, mostly travel around on the ground. Their belly is rubbing with Mother Earth when they're moving across to different spaces and places. Wonderful advice with this message. Great cards, means a lot to you, Dee. Oh, that's lovely. And you dreamt of snakes last night, Carrie Ann. Well, that's wonderful, because there can be some abundance in that as well, and the protection. You've been dealing a lot with protective snake energy the last few weeks. It fits. Oh, that's wonderful. I think that's why it's turned out, like, as far as the card itself as that message, it turns out to the protection. We are protected. We can feel secure. And we're part of that process too. And with the birds in the middle, with the outcome, that central position, it really is that communication is a very important thing, isn't it? It's the way we do understand each other, is speaking and listening, but it's also with the written word and what we see and understand by that, and how we can interpret whatever it is we see as being able to then communicate ways of, if you see something that's going to be a bit of a threat to someone, you'll speak it to them in wonderful, loving ways, okay, with the heart space there. And when you feel that you need to rest and pause because you need to be listening rather than speaking, that's where you bring in those moments where the heart sense, that intuitive sense, the gut feeling is going to bring you those moments to pause and breathe. Spend the time tapping into those senses, because sometimes, we don't always think of our senses in its fullness of using all the six at once, because there is more than just the eyes, ears, nose, taste, and touch. There is more than just that. There is that sense of knowing, and the who we are in that inner sense of being you, and the intuition that is a lot of the information we're getting is through that avenue, that sense, and definitely that connection with our spiritual realm. So thank you for watching, being very patient with that long start into the beginning of this video. Now I do, and I haven't written it up, so I might just pop it in here. I did a webinar on, oops, big truck went past. I did a big, it was a 5-hour webinar, Sunday, or was it Saturday? One of the days on the weekend. No, that was Saturday. And it was to do with marketing and things like that, because what we are needing to acknowledge is letting people know that marketing, I think the biggest thing that came out of it for me was that marketing isn't selling your stuff, but it's just letting people know of the services that you can provide. What way can we help each other? And what sort of things do I do? Well, that's in that link that you might get through. Now, that's to the YouTube, and it's also to the My Time and rosboundy pages in Facebook. I'm presuming that that link has gone there. It's just directly to my shop in the rosboundy page. That at least gets you into the website so that you can just have a look. I do still offer hypnotherapy and guidance with the cards and any other skill that I have. I mean, I don't do the body work anymore. My body's just getting too old to do massage. But there's other things I can help with in a massage using sound, things like that really do help relieve you of some of the aches and pains, and just being able to relax and move through some of those blocks. It can take just that little bit, or just a call. Give me a call and, book in a call, and we can see what way I can actually help you out. We all have some level of pain point in our lives. We don't always recognize what really hits us. So just consider that. So thank you for each of you being here. I really appreciate you, and especially Sarah, thank you for that blessing for the day, love and sunshine. It's wonderful to actually have the beautiful sunshine again and being able to get out in the garden and pull ginormous weeds that I've got to actually, when I get to them again, I have to wear gloves because I wasn't yesterday. Those little thistles that have prickly things on their stems? So there you go. And the sound therapy is absolutely amazing, isn't it? That medicine drum and chimes, and it is. It's absolutely beautiful to give that sound therapy as well, to share it with others. It's superb, isn't it? So thank you. I will leave it there because it is now 20 minutes. I'm still trying to keep it to about 15 so that we're not taking too much time on a workday morning. So thank you. Keep being the best you that you can be, and we'll see you tomorrow morning around the 8 o'clock. Namaste.